One day a guy came up with a cool beer opener idea after having a barbecue. Convinced he was onto something, he immediately started crafting numerous prototypes from paper and cardboard, testing directions with friends, family, and strangers. Months later, eventually prototyping a realistic one with the help of a local machinist found off Google. Happy with his working prototype, his next question came to be, how could he mass manufacture the thing? What if he could get on Shark Tank? So, he set out on his journey. How do I make more? Where? How? Thinking of what he can do, he first searched the internet and found sources like Alibaba.com or ChinaImportal.com, but he immediately found them a little overwhelming.
Bye-bye.
That is when he reached out to a veteran product developer he found off LinkedIn, who gave him the following tips. Critically, he said, if you have the funding and rather concentrate on the business end of things, the search for product development and design studios on the internet should bring forward a handful of search results for places that could help you with this. Which of course comes at a hefty price of its own, but they'll work with you and take it all the way from idea, sketch, design, prototype, and manufacturing. But if that's not your reality, here's what you'll have to do. First, you need to take your working prototype and get it ready for quote. This requires things such as technical drawings, or what industry refers to as a tech pack, created by a technical designer in SolidWorks, Fusion 360, Rhino 3D, Adobe Illustrator, or other. It shows details and technical aspects, such as all the components, their overall shape, size, thickness, measurements, with all accompanied angled front, side, and top view technical shots of the product. It's blueprints, so to say. They'll also ask you for all the technical design files of the product and its parts as well. Depending on what you're making, any professional working designer skilled in design for manufacturing, whether found off LinkedIn or through a Google search, should be able to consult you on all the various files a factory will need. Just make sure you properly label and sort all of these for the factory so they don't get confused with the back and forth, marking iterative versions, V1, V2, V3, etc. You might need to come back to your designer later for edits, so keep this in mind for budget and timeline reasons. Overall, your goal right now being to interpret the product design into shareable specs and product details that a manufacturer could easily read and understand. Lastly, marking everything with your company info, confidential information of you and the year, contact info also being a good idea to include. The tech pack must also include a clear description of how the product works and needs to be made. This also includes a part list and BOM, bill of materials, details such as what it's made of, what color, finishing techniques used, etc. Make sure whoever you work with creates this for you. Link to further resources in the bio. Once you have all of these docs ready, you're ready to find the manufacturer. Be advised that at this point, unless you're a big company, no supplier is going to make samples for you for free. Having a budget to work out the product and its kinks with the factory is a reality. Sample development. And just know that sometimes it's one step forward, two steps back type of experience. Work with multiple factories at a time, correcting them until you get to the point of a final product sample you could sign off on. Go with that winner. This will take you time, months, even a year, or more, depending on your experience and the factory. This will be costlier up front and take longer than usual if they're in China and you're not. You'll have to pay shipping fees back and forth, with time zone and language barrier issues also adding to that list of barriers. But it can be done. Alibaba or Thomasnet.com are always a good start. With your technical documents and files at hand, you could search the term beer opener. There, you'll find many different types of openers, some closer to what you're looking for, some not so much. After more research and further keyword refinement, you should eventually stumble on a few that look like they could work. And this is how you start. First off, this is easy and hard. You need an NDA, a non-disclosure agreement, to send to the factories you reach out to. In a nutshell, this is a kind of formal document that says they'll keep things a secret. When sourcing, it's hard to tell if you're talking to a factory or a sourcing agent, so here's a few tricks. 1. If the address has a unit number, it's most likely a sourcing agent. Factories usually have a block address. 2. If they offer a large line of products, kitchen, tool, and car parts, products are most likely sourced. Most factories do a few products very well, not a catalog of things. 3. If it says trading company or import and export co. in the name, this is a dead giveaway. Using a trade company isn't bad, but more people see your designs and you pay for the middleman. It's preferable to work directly with the factory. Once you have found 35 factories with products that look similar to the one you want to make, you start to reach out to them. It's best to start with an email through the site Alibaba or Thomasnet.com that inquires about the product they are showing on the site. You have to put in your name and info and the quantities you're seeking to send the email. The body of the email should read, Dear Eric, my name is Felipe, and I'm with a product development company in the USA. We're looking to add a similar style product to the one you are showing here. We just have a few questions. Do you make OEM, that's original equipment manufacturer, parts, or can they produce original designs in essence? Are you willing to sign an NDA, as previously described above? What is your standard MOQ, minimum order quantity, on OEM parts? This is a lesson in itself, but they're going to require you to make anywhere from a few hundred to 1,000 or even more of what you want. So if the opener costs you $1.05 and you need to make 6,000 of them, that's $6,300 to get started with the factory. Does your factory have all ISO, International Organization for Standards, certification? A subject, again, in itself, but the people you're going to want to sell to are going to ask you about this. We would like to review one sample of the item listed to check for quality. Can you provide? We look forward to working with you. Please contact me directly at the email below. If you could also send us a catalog of your products, that would be great. Best, Felipe. Felipe at Startagist.co. WeChat at Startagist. Once these go out, it might take a day or two for replies. The faster, the better. If they're slow, it could be a problem later. Once they reply, expect something like this. Hello, Mr. Felipe. Very nice to meet you. Yes, we can help. Please see answers below in bold. Best, Eric. It usually sounds a bit like this. Rough, choppy. To the point. OEM? Yes, we do. NDA? Yes. Please send, we can sign. OEM parts is 5,000 pieces. Yes, factory is certified. See attached. Please note that this doesn't necessarily mean those are valid. They could easily be fake. Sample? Yes, we can send, but sample fee is $50. We will pay via bank transfer. Please provide your shipping account. We look forward to working with you. Please contact me directly at the email below. Best, Eric. Eric at bottledup.com. WeChat at Eric Bottle. The next email you will send the following. Dear Eric, thank you for the confirmation. Attached is NDA. Please have one of the officers of your factory sign and chomp it. It means official stamp. Once we have received it back, we will send you our designs for quote. What files you require from us to do so? We cannot pay $50 for the sample. That is too much. Most factories only $15 per sample. Please provide bank PI, that's purchase invoice. A link to this explained below. For the $15 sample, we do not have an international shipping account. Please add to the PI. We will arrange payment once we receive it. We can also PayPal the money. You may have to haggle a bit over the cost of the sample or shipping, but good factories usually will help you out because they want the business. Also, Provide a quote sheet FOB that's fried on board. More of this explained in the links, but just go with this for now for the sample you're sending at 1,000, 5,000, and 10,000 pieces. With packaging, i.e. color box, hang tag, color card, blister, etc. The last being details you worked out with your designer to create all the packaging. Best, Felipe at stardigist.co, WeChat at stardigist. The next is to send them your designs after you get the sample and NDA back. You may want to start with 2 to 3 factories only because development costs can vary. Your next email will read as such. Dear Eric, the samples were very nice and thank you for the signed NDA. I have attached our design for the bottle opener. You will find the tech pack along with some of the CAD files produced by my designer, as well as the packaging. Please review and quote at once. Make sure below is on the quote sheet. Quotes at 5,000 pieces, 10,000 pieces, and 20,000 pieces. FOB at a large port. Packaging full color window box, attached files, including inner and master. More on this in the links. Black and white insert instruction sheet. Mold costs. Mold lead time. That's time to complete. Sample lead time. Again, time to complete the samples. And production lead time. Time to complete the production of your order. Best, Felipe. From there, they will get back to you with a quote sheet that should have all the info you need to be able to price the product. Know how much you need to pay up front and how long it will take to get the product. The manufacturer will keep pushing you to pull the trigger on production, asking you things like, how's the sample? And are you ready to start production? You can always deflect with answers like, our sales team is reviewing now, or we're awaiting feedback from our customer. If Alibaba isn't exactly your bag, don't lose faith. There is another option. It does come at a subscription cost though, but it can be a game changer. So, when companies ship stuff across borders, data gets created. Data that's to your advantage and not necessarily covered up. For instance, let's say a brand whose knives you love are the benchmark of quality you want to hit. For this example, we're going to assume they're making them somewhere in China or Mexico. And this is where the secret comes in. With a subscription to services such as Panjiva, you can do reverse searches on trade data to see where your favorite brands are making their products. So, in this example, since we already know that we like the quality of their knives, wherever this brand makes them, with Panjiva, we could easily type in that brand, and with any luck, their exact factories will pop up. With such information as the types of the items they shipped, the factory's address, contact info, how many pieces ordered, etc. This is great because you can cut out the worry about wondering if the factory is a good one or not. You're resting well because you have vetted that a trusted and reputable brand uses them. The product you examine in stores is a testament to that. Think of it as reverse engineering Google. Ultimately, whichever route you use, production comes next. With that said, I hope this helps you get something made. Until next time, this was Stardigist. I'm out.